I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas.
Hello everyone, Uncle Charles Wallenberg back with another video dealing with style, your fashion and image. The main thing is the image, what you're representing, how you're representing yourself. What do other people think about you? And we want to make it nice and easy for people to think highly of you. That's the whole purpose behind this type of video. You want to be judged by your cover. Like the old saying, don't judge a book by its cover. Bullshit. You want to be judged by your cover. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make it easy for somebody to judge you by your cover. That's why we do these videos. However, I had a viewer. They commented on my video and asked me a question. They asked me a very good question about their suit. Their suit from the brand is Joe from Joseph Abad, and they asked if they spent too much money on that suit. Was it worth spending that kind of money? Then on top of that, they explained uh, something very particular I want to hit on, and that it was a red suit. So they spent $400 on their suit, and they were asking, did I spend too much money on my suit? Because they haven't seen anything online about the quality and the fit and how good of a suit it actually is. Did they waste their money? So what I'm going to start out with is the understanding of if you have a cheap suit or not. For the most part, everybody watching me, every suit I've worn has been a cheap suit. Every single suit that I've worn, and most likely if you're watching these videos, you're probably worn or wearing a cheap suit. It's not a bad thing if you know how to dress up that cheap suit, as I talked about in my other video. Then on also if you know what you're looking for. What I would suggest, first of all, understanding that until you spend $1,000 on a suit, that's a moderate suit. It's a cheap suit. Now, maybe you can catch something on sale, spend a little bit less than $1,000. Maybe you spent $700. You got really lucky. But what makes a suit more expensive than the next? Well, the big thing is a cheap suit. Understand, a cheap suit is simply a suit that you didn't have input in when it was being constructed. If that suit is being constructed and you had no input, it's a cheap suit. Basically, off the rack suit. If you have given some input into that suit, that will bring up the price of that suit. It's not necessarily the material used, and it's not necessarily the brand that's being featured on the inside of that jacket, that coat, the suit coat. Other than that, you have a cheap suit. So once you start having more input into what that suit is going to look like, you're going to have a cheap suit. So if it's off the rack, it's a cheap suit. That's why it's not worth spending anything close to a lot of money. You can very well buy $1,000 suit that it really isn't any better than a $500 suit when it's off the rack, especially if you're just looking at name. So try not to look at name. So that's the first part. My question to him is, does the suit fit you right? And one of the issues with buying your first suit, because most likely it's his first suit, because the question he's asking me tells me that he doesn't have much experience with suits. So if you're buying your first suit, guys, I would highly suggest don't go online. Your second or third suit should be online if that's what's within your budget. If you have to buy a suit that's online because you're going to get a better deal, fine. But understand what your measurements are. And if your measurements aren't right, that suit, no matter how much it costs, especially if it's you didn't give any input, it's not going to look good. And that's when a suit's not right. If that suit fits you right, you spent $400, $500, $600, it doesn't matter. It looks good on you, it's worth it. If it looks good on you, it's worth it. Now let's progress a little bit further. I really want to talk about the thing that really made me want to write back, because in the comments, and made me want to do this video. And this is what I said back to him, not directly, but I said this with my response. Red suit. Because he was wondering, did he waste his money? I don't know, and he didn't explain this, and I didn't give him time to get back to me about it because I wanted to make this video right away. I can expect that he might have bought this online, or he bought it from a place that is, one of the negative things about getting a cheap suit isn't just the fact that it's not made for you. You're hopefully wearing the right size. That's a cheap suit. The customer service. So if you're buying something online, there's no customer service. If you're at one of the other places, and honestly, sadly, a lot of these, especially this day and age, a lot of the salespeople are not versed into wearing a suit properly. And anybody that's worth anything would have said, no, you're not getting a red suit. How many suits do you have right now? Now, you can buy a red suit. There's nothing wrong with buying a red suit if this is your 5th or 6th suit. Your 5th or 6th suit, yes. Red suit, no problem. I don't care what shade of red it is. No, no, no. Your first suit should be gray, blue, black. Gray, blue, black. 4th suit, a variation of a black suit, a variation of a gray suit, a variation of a blue suit. Now, if you're on your 4th suit, maybe it could be a blue pinstripe or a black chalk stripe or something along those lines. But you still stay within that because of the flexibility of that suit. Because a red suit is not fitting for many circumstances. The only way a red suit is fitting for work is if you own the company and an outrageous or you are the face of the company, and part of being the face of that company is being out there and being over the top and being attention grabbing. If that's what your company is based upon and you're the face of the company, absolutely. Any other time? Oh, one more time. Here's the other time. One other time where you're in a situation, you're at a function, and your date, your lady, the person you're with, is wearing a red gown, red cocktail dress that is so attention grabbing that when she's standing next to you, it's not weird. Because here's the reality. In a work scenario, if I'm standing next to a person with a black suit, I don't look weird. If I'm standing next to a person right now with a blue suit, I don't look weird. If I'm standing right next to a person in a red suit, I'm standing out. Or they're standing out. And what is it? Guys, you have to understand. And for so many young men today who have a serious problem with authority, this is a uniform and it's uniformity. We are going to work, and we're going to work in this uniform. And when we're working in this uniform, this is the right thing to wear, because I don't want to stand out too much because I'm in uniform with my coworker. Even though maybe he has a black suit, he might have a gray suit or a blue suit, but it's still staying within that color scheme. So if anything, I would suggest, if he may have made a mistake, is the color of the suit. The color of the suit should not be red unless this is your fifth or sixth suit. And you have so many suits, you can start going outside the box. Have a green suit. Have a white suit. That's fine if you have that many suits. But if this is your first suit, you need the flexibility. And you do not have the flexibility. You don't in that red suit. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I say that because I can't help it, but it's mostly men watching these videos. I'm glad you're here. I am so thankful, and I'm so thankful for the question within the comments. If you have a question, please put it out there. I'll make a video to help you guys out. I will respond and everything like that. If I don't respond to your comment, I didn't know what you were coming from, or you were coming from a place that I don't want to give you a response. But that's actually usually rare. Put something in the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know about a future video that you might want to see. As you absolutely know, I'm just here to help.